go. 5 o'clock. Just about to get on the road now. Yeah, some exciting stuff's happened, and since the last video, woolpack. You know, obviously we mentioned about tickets, and yeah, they've decided to run a winter ticket this year. So yeah, we was lucky enough for me and my brother to get offered a ticket. So yeah, he's already down there. He's been down since Wednesday, started on the 1st of November. So yeah, I'm heading down there now. It's Friday morning, so yeah, should beat a couple of people down that maybe getting on over the weekend, and yeah, can't wait to get going. See what the trip brings. But yeah, absolute mega result. Yeah, I can't believe I'm on, you know, arguably one of the best syndicates in the country. So yeah, it's yeah, mega excited. So yeah, I'm gonna get down there now. 3 hours. Yeah, let's get there. Alright, venturers. Yeah, so like I said when I set off this morning, managed to bag a winter ticket for the woolpack. Absolutely stoked, over the moon. Can't believe our luck. I mean, for both of us as well. Me and my brother both to get offered the ticket. Yeah, it's really special. Considering, like I say, when we're back here September, and that heat wave, and now the beginning of November, and yeah, so it was a matter of 6 weeks and back. So we'll see what we can do. Opted to fish pit 7. It's got, I'd probably say it's next best to 5 and 6. You know, it's got a few originals in. It's not an easy lake by any means. It doesn't get fished all that much over winter either. Most people go on to Lake 8, so yeah, we'll plug away at it and see what happens. Typical woolpack fashion. Our brother's been on here since Wednesday. They've been showing, well, yeah, boshing out at night. Not seeing anything during the day, and like small feeding spells, bubblers in the morning. It's had a bit of a ripple on, obviously, with this storm, Siren or Kieran or whatever it is, that we've got on and off. So yeah, it's a bit choppy this morning. It's calmed down now, and yeah, it's flat calm. I've chose to be in a swim called Slope, I think. One down from my brother. So yeah, it's yeah, it's not bad. See what we can do. He's heard a few fish over this way. That's why I've opted to come on here. He's heard them on a night over this way to his right. So yeah, so hopefully. There was a lot of activity opposite him as well in elephants. Load of fizzing and that yesterday. The lad that was in here had moved. He'd also seen the fizzing. He moved over there and he got one pretty quickly. So yeah, being on him is key. But I'm not fishing far out. 10 wraps. Can only get 2 rods in this swim. It's a little bit tight, overgrown, not much room for direction. Plus I didn't find anything I wanted to fish in for 3 rods. 2 spots 40 yards apart maybe. One just sort of under arm flick, and another one slightly further out. So yeah, both really good clean spots. Sort of like a deep gully that runs around the lake, and it comes up in the middle. It's got a big band of weed that grows along that. It's just horrific. So yeah, you can't really get that far out. I'll quickly show you the swim. So let's say 2 rods only. Pretty tight. We've only got that sort of small gap there to cast through. But yeah, say the wind's dropped off now. Mega. Cannot believe it. Even now, still got to pinch myself. Actually on the woolpack. Yeah, it's just absolutely mega. What a mega place. So yeah, I've got one sort of around this area, and then one just out in front, just underarmed. Nice clean area. Couldn't get any further out. Weed was absolutely mega. Wanted something round this way somewhere, but unfortunately I couldn't find anything decent that I wanted to fish into. Silty, but sort of dead silkweed as well, a bit smelly. I don't know. I'll stick 2 rods on 2 good spots, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, like I say, elephant's been that peg there. Bit hard to see on my screen there if I point at the right one, but yeah. So that's sort of in between. That's opposite bank, but me and my brother sort of either end of that swim. It's kind of that swim sort of in the middle of these two. So yeah, he's heard him down this way, and yeah, over there. So when I came, I was torn which one to go into. But yeah, I'm sort of more middle of the lake here as well. So yeah, if they do end up passing up and down, maybe get a chance of intercepting them then if they're traversing the lake. But yeah, did see one come out when I was stood with my brother talking on Jerry's, which is the first peg at the top in the corner. It was in the margin, couldn't really get a rod to it anyway, but I just didn't want to head myself in a corner either. Yeah, just didn't fancy. I mean, the wind has been pushing up that way, but Ollie the bailiff did say they do like to get on a new wind, but they don't get on it for very long. So I just didn't fancy hemming myself in a corner and being devoid of fish. It's alright when you know they're there in spades, but yeah, like you say, this time of year now as well, I'm not sure, didn't feel it, so I went middle for diddle. There's been activity over this way, yeah, so hopefully when it gets dark I'll be able to pinpoint a bit of activity and then work from that. But I can't go out any further than I am. 10 wraps at weed is no good, so yeah, it's just all a learning curve now. It's all a learning game, so we'll get there with it. We'll get there. But yeah, like I say, I've not had an out to eat yet. It's about 3 o'clock, so I need to get myself fed, chill out, watch the water, look for some bubblers now it's nice and calm, and yeah, hopefully we can do the do. Catch us in a bit. Oh, you're probably not going to see much, but there's our brother in the water. He's getting some weed out the net on his final morning, as it's just gone 2 o'clock and he's had a big dirty common. Fatty, that is an absolute. It's a dirty that in it all day long. You say you won't be able to see. I can't get in the water, I've only got my boots on. But you'll see it when it comes aboard. But yeah, at least we'll get footage of airfish. Yeah, it's 30 all day long. Well, that makes up for that fucking 30 common that you lost on the pit 4. That's a proper fucking dinosaur, that. Up to 30 that, innit?
Yeah.
Could even be a PB, that.
Yeah, I think it's a PB.
Yeah, it's a PB all day long. Fucking hell.
Getting bigger all the ways off.
It's getting bigger.
Possibly 40, innit?
That could be 40, that. I can't. I've got the biggest dry mouth. What knows how you feel?
Yeah, dry. Yeah. Really dry.
Look at its dorsal fin.
Yeah, it's mega in there.
Oh my my god, I wonder which one it is.
Whoa. It's not gonna let me hook it in there, is it?
No.
Oh, God.
Absolute mega. What's gonna happen? It has to be.
Turn right up.
Absolutely mega.
Let's get back
Yeah. Absolute silly fish. Fucking hell. Mega. For the release.
ready to go, like.
Yeah. Look at that. Looking silly, innit?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man. Wow. What a mega result for you. Get in. Morning all. So, no action last night, unfortunately. Yeah, little slightly disheartened, but yeah, not all that shocked as well. Heard a few into dark around the area. Wouldn't say they were exactly on the spots, but in the area. Woke up again at 2 o'clock. It's probably the most prolific for shores. Heard a few good sloshes. They seemed a bit more in line with the spots, and then I heard a few sort of further away, right kind of line straight out in front, but it sounded like it was more far bank. But yeah, heard maybe one or two to my left. Wasn't much. Wasn't, I'd say, a handful. Certainly better than the last spot I was in. Certainly more active, but not as active as it has been since my brother's been on. But yeah, like I say, last night it went flat calm. It was eerie quiet. It was so quiet. No wind, no rain. Like a thick mist came in, and yeah, woke up this morning to the same conditions really, just flat, calm, cold, not a lot going on. And so I've seen a bit of fizzing, sort of 3/4 of the way across, possibly in the weed to my left, but I've seen now over the spots. Say no liners, no nothing. It just seems a little bit bleak out there now. Like I say, with that wind dying off, they might have got off on the move and went elsewhere. Don't think matey over the way on elephants had anything, unless he's had it through the night when I've been asleep. But yeah, I thought that peg might have done a fish, but I don't know. Seems pretty quiet now. Yeah, just is what it is, innit? At the end of the day, you know, rolled the dice, chose to move with a slim chance of hit and repeat, but you know, as often is the way on tricky waters, it's normally, what I've found is it's normally, you know, one fish and done. Very rarely do you have a repeat performance in a particular peg, especially this time of year. You know, it's fairly hard work. Yeah, I've done it many times myself. You know, I've had a fish and then nothing for the rest of the session, or someone's followed me in, they've not had out, or I've followed someone in that's caught and then I've not ended up catching. So it's one of them. It's one of them. It's yeah, it's tough. But like I say, our brother came prime time in the middle of that storm. You've seen a lot of activity during the day which you don't normally on here. You know, he'd seen enough to put him up this end where the wind was blowing into. So yeah, he did everything right. And like I say, when I came, it's kind of all sort of blown over, blown past, and yeah, it seemed like Friday night was kind of the peak. Yeah, and then since then I've came in here and it's dropped right off, so it's one of them. But still a bit of time left in it. You never know, there's still a bit of time, but it's not looking good for it. So yeah, is what it is. Done my best. I think tactics wise, done alright. You know, fish the same as my brother, same sort of setups, multi-combi. Yeah, so fishing short, very light scattering a bait. So I think tactically it's alright. It's just obviously location, and even then doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a pickup. There's been very few fish coming out. Yeah, it's been hard, so yeah, can't be too disheartened first trip on. I've said to everyone anyway, I think it's going to be very slow for me. It normally is. It normally takes me a little longer to get things going. So yeah, we'll keep plugging away. Anyway, on to a bit better news. We have had it confirmed that the fish our brother did catch the other night was indeed Fred. So the absolute mega capture. You know, first trip on, first bite, and yeah, happened to be that fish. So yeah, absolutely made up for him. Made up. Still can't believe it. I'm so glad I was here to be in the moment with him. Yeah, so apparently that fish hasn't been out all year. It's its first appearance this year, and slightly down in weight, but they have had a really heavy spawn this year. I remember when we came on and did the Pit 4 exclusive, you know, the bailiffs were saying that the majority of the fish were really down in weight, and they were taking a little bit of time to put back on. So yeah, it normally hovers around 40, you know, low 40s. Yeah, and he got it at 39.4, so yeah, slightly down, but yeah, still mega. Apparently that fish has eluded a lot of the regulars, and there's a lot of people that are still waiting to hold that fish. So yeah, a little bit of an upset there, but you can't choose what comes along. But yeah, mega. Yeah, well deserved for him. You know, came, got the area right, fished it right. Yeah, and he got it all to come together for the last night. So happy days, happy days. Yeah, he's a mega angler. I know he'll do well on here. He's got the natural knack. He's very naturally gifted in his angling and life in general. To be fair, he's very intuitive. Just the way his mind works, it just all clicks together. So he's very analytical, and yeah, he always tends to do well. And yeah, I've always looked up to him for influence, even as his big brother. Yeah, I do pick his brains a lot, and I do try and apply a lot of what he does and says, but it's just not the same. I still struggle on, but yeah, it'll come together for me. But yeah, like I said, probably said earlier, I just want one fish out of this lake in particular for this winter ticket. If I can get one fish, I'll be mega happy. But if not, we'll learn it, and hopefully if we can get back next year, then you know, I'll have the lake learnt then, hopefully, and yeah, know a bit more what we're doing. But like I say, I'll be on every week end now for this month through November, while it's still fairly mild. You know, we're having a very good late autumn. It's yeah, still double figure temperatures. Obviously we've had a lot of rain, a lot of storms coming through, but obviously been very mild, low pressure. But yeah, it's going to be a tough nut to crack. Might come back with a slightly different approach for next weekend as well, don't know. Well guys, that's me for my first trip now, signing off. Seeing no activity, no signs of life out there. I'm not going to hang about for nothing. Let's say it's a long enough journey back home, so everything's all packed away now, just the rods to do, more or less get the bivvy down. Just been drying it out, so everything else is on the barra. But yeah, learnt a lot. Yeah, so certainly haven't come away empty-handed. It's all about learning at this key stage, so a fish will come when a fish comes. It is what it is, just being here is enough. But yeah, so yeah, stick with us through this journey, and we'll unfold it together and see what happens. But yeah, hopefully we'll find the key for the lock, and we'll get somewhere. But yeah, for now, hope you enjoyed this first part, so stay tuned for next week when we'll do part 2. Cheers now.